And the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Kyle here, and it is Sunday, and you know what that means? It's time for weekly purchases, that time of the week where we investigate what came through the door via DHL, Amazon, UPS, United States Postal Service, and Nebraska. More on that in a second. And of course, that old outlaw Waylon Jennings. Dare I forget old Waylon. It is the weekly purchases, and a decent week this week. Truly a little bit of a mix of a lot of different stuff. So a fun week as far as that's concerned. A lot of stuff coming in the next week here. Ringside shipping out a ton of different stuff. Of course, use discount code Kyle, save yourself 10%. And then again, once again this week, weekly purchases brought to you by Jay'sToysAndGames.com. Use discount code Kyle, save yourself 15%. Yes, 15% over there at Jay'sToysAndGames.com. Quite the deals to be had over at Jay's Toys and Games. So check that out if you have not. Go to their website over there. Everything under the sun over there as well. And 3 store locations if you're in the area. So shout out to Jay's Toys and Games. But this week, I was on the road. The call for the priest took me all the way to Nebraska. Maybe I had work meetings all week, but one of those nights, luckily enough, Judas Priest was in town. Got to see Judas Priest. I waited till about 2 hours before the show to buy tickets. I got tickets for $56, second row center. So you guys saw the clips I put over on Instagram. I will have those part of the Toy News, or I guess I should say figure hunt, toy hunt video on the channel. So I'll show some clips of the Judas Priest show if I can, if YouTube allows me to. We'll see what happens there. But a lot of fun seeing the Priest 50th year, their anniversary year this year. One of my all-time favorite bands. One of the defining pillars of heavy metal. Always worth seeing if they're in your area. Of course, they're not going to be Judas Priest of 1983 or 1978, but they're still good for what they are, and it's still very nostalgic, still very fun to see the Priest in concert. So I had a lot of fun time seeing Judas Priest. Sabaton opened up. I think that was maybe my 5th Sabaton show. People either love them or they hate them. I do like Sabaton a lot. I really like a lot of their stuff. The last 2 albums didn't really connect too well with me. However, Sabaton always puts on a pretty good show, but it's not all live. There's a lot of tracks going on there, which gets a little bit dicey, but they put on a show that's worth seeing at least once, I would say. So if you like Sabaton, you like Judas Priest, it's a must-have concert for you as well. But a lot of good songs played throughout all years of Judas Priest, of course. And we did the Toy News yesterday, little Judas Priest for Album of the Week, if you did miss that. So check that out if you missed it. Also, today, I just literally got back. I had to do my health assessment, my yearly health assessment for work. They got to say, hey, am I going to keep investing in this guy? If he's really ready to drop dead of a stroke and a heart attack, we want to cut bait with him. But so I have to prove that I'm okay. Unfortunately, the lady kept messing up the needle, so I got poked like 50 times. I'm like, is this real life? What is going on here? But I did survive another day of my health assessment. We'll see what comes back. They're going to say, Kyle, you can't be living on this Monster energy drink. I hear you're drinking 12 a day. Monster, let's support the channel. Let's get out there, Monster. You want to send me some free cases? Can we do that? That would be something, wouldn't it? Only the white Monster. That's the only one I like, though. So don't send me anything else. I only like the white Monster. But they're going to say, Kyle, your heart's ready to explode. You're drinking 12 Monsters a day. That's not good for you. And I'll say, I'm not like any other man you've ever seen. I'm fueled by the Monster Energy, and I'm working 150 hours a week. That's what I do, and I'll keep doing it. And if the minute you stop, that's when you drop dead and you die, I think, is what happens. But we'll see what the assessment comes back. I'm not too worried about it. I'm sure they're going to say, Kyle, you're getting older. You better start, taking your vitamins and saying your prayers like a young Hulk Hogan in 1985. They might tell me that, and maybe I'll listen, maybe I won't. We'll see. We'll see what my wife says. That's who'll get the final judgment on that. But I did have to do that this week as well. Unfortunately, Todd McFarlane would have been great to banter with him. Would have been great to banter with Mark Summers. If you guys saw Toy News Part 1 last Saturday, oh, a vicious breakup. Vicious breakup with the fellas. Mark Summers has just been inconsolable. I've called him a couple times on the cell phone. He's been crying. His tears have been coming out. It's been a sad thing. Not really saying much. He's just saying something about physical challenges, and that's all I'm hearing. And then he said something about being unwrapped. I don't know, but I can't locate him, and then Todd McFarlane just washed his hands of me. It's just dangerous times. But we do got 2 new guests on the couch this week. This week only, boys. You guys, I can see the mess you're making. We got AJ, we got Big Justice, and we got the Rizzler on the couch today. Of course, the Costco guys are here. They're bringing the boom to my couch. It's an exciting time, except that double chocolate chunk cookie and that chicken bake. You're getting crumbs all over the place. My 3 dogs, of course, Domino, Lemmy, and Ace, they're enjoying the crumbs. They're eating all that stuff. But these guys, put down the chicken bake for 10 minutes. What are we doing here, boys? And they keep bringing the boom and doing that little dance thing, and they're doing the little kicks back and forth. It's a wild time. I appreciate you guys bringing the booms, but you got to keep it down. You got to know when to talk. You got to know when to hold them. You got to know when to fold them. You got to know when to walk away like a young Kenny Rogers. But we'll have you guys on the couch. I hope you enjoy the show this week. Hopefully you guys keep doing big things over there at Costco. I've heard from some Costco people. They're like, why are they always filming in our Costco stores? We got this Kyle guy filming every once in a while in the aisle. That's enough. But then we got these Costco guys filming their chicken bakes and their double chocolate chunk cookies and everything else under the sun. But it's working out pretty good for old Big Justice and AJ. I just hope your guys' health assessment comes back as good as mine will, because those things aren't for the weak of heart. Those chicken bakes and those cookies, they'll kill you if that's all you eat over there, guys. But hopefully you guys are enjoying the fame out there. You and the Hawktua girl should really team up for something. You guys are riding in style right now. But gotta give a shout out to old AJ and Big Justice. See him at AEW. They're making the rounds. They're making the most. They're maximizing their minutes, and that's what you got to do in life. So shout out to Big Justice, AJ, and the Rizzler. He's giving that old look over there. He's putting the eyebrow down. He's doing the whole shebang over there. Man, ladies, man. Lady killer. Keep you away from my daughter, Emma. That's what I'm saying, Rizzler. We got to keep you away. But good to see you guys on the couch. I hope you enjoyed the show. Nice to have special guests over here from time to time. Since Todd and, of course, Mark have seemingly walked away, but there'll be a reunion one day. You just wait. There'll be a reunion one of these days there. But that's it. That's all I got for the housekeeping. Oh, I should mention, geez, I forgot this. Patreon, of course, giveaway, Honky Tonk Man. That's the September giveaway. So you got about a day to get on the Patreon if you want to be a part of that. We'll have a new giveaway here in October, maybe a couple other giveaways as well. Halloween's always a fun time. We will have Halloween unboxings between the 2 channels. Got a lot of those on Patreon right now that'll go into YouTube in October, but we got some new stuff coming in October, so I'm very excited about Halloween. Got to get some top 5s, some Halloween-themed top 5s. Anybody got any ideas? Put them in the comments down below. Thinking Universal Monsters, thinking maybe black and white and regular edition. Maybe we'll do that, or maybe even a countdown of the Turtle Universal Monsters. Maybe my favorite horror icons of like the 80s, 90s era guys, maybe. We'll figure out some top 5s around Halloween season. I think that makes sense to me, of course. So we got that going on and all that stuff, of course, early on Patreon. Patreon, the best way to support the channel. You guys know that by now. So there it is. That's it for the housekeeping. Now we got to get down to it. I got a mail girl that's just dying to get in here. We got to get down to it. The question of the week. All right, time for question of the week. And as usual, you want to be the question of the week? Guess what? Just put your question in the comments of this very video, and you too can be question of the week. But of course, question of the week means only one thing. It's time to call in the mail girl. My wife, Angie, is coming in to read the mail this week. Angie, welcome back to the channel. Hopefully you're doing well.
Yes, I'm good.
How was your week?
Good.
Oh, it's good. I haven't seen you all week. It's great to catch up with you right here today. But you ready for another fabulous question from the mailbag here?
Sure.
You're getting this down. This is like the 4th week I think you've done this, right? So you got this. It's old hat for you by this point. And of course we're tired because Emma had her friend spend the night this week. So. And Angie's diving into the iPad. She's bringing it on. So what's going on? All right.
Oh, I'm supposed to keep it out of...
You do whatever you want. I don't care. It's your show. So your show right here. Jump in. Do the question of the week. Are you ready?
This is a wordy one. Okay. Friend of the channel, Dark Lord Mordred here. My question is, who would be your wrestling tag team Mount Rushmore top 4 teams?
Ooh. Do you want to put your top 4 teams out there first? No, she does not. She doesn't want to offend any of those teams out there by leaving them off the Mount Rushmore. But what I like around this question, Dark Lord Mordred, you've had the question of the week before, so shout out to you. I will give a special shout out to SGD_Toys Down Under. He had a very similar question, but Dark Lord just beat you to the punch, so we could try again or see how that goes. But a similar question, but different. But I think I find it funny that Dark Lord Mordred put top 4 teams here. I think assuming that Kyle doesn't know that Mount Rushmore is 4 heads on the presidents. Come on, I'm a Midwest guy. I know all that. But I appreciate him looking out for me because I could have been really stumped saying, Mount Rushmore, what does that mean? But no, I know there's 4 presidents on Mount Rushmore. But let's see. If I had to pick a 4 teams, it's real easy right off the bat. LOD, the Legion of Doom, the Road Warriors, whatever you want to say. They're right up there at the top. Brothers in Paint Demolition, your personal favorite, I think. Maybe Axe. You preferred Crush and Smash over Axe and Smash, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. So you got Demolition and LOD right there at the top. Number 3, very easy. Just growing up as a kid, it would have to be the Dudley Boys, Devon and Bubba Ray Dudley. Do you know all these teams so far?
This is way too many people.
Do you know these teams so far? I'm listing off.
Yes.
You've heard of them before. So I got the Dudleys. We got LOD, we got Demolition. The 4th one is always hard, and it's on the singles Mount Rushmore as well. It's always hard on that to get that 4th one. And trying to go through the Rolodex. You know, Arn Anderson, Tully Blanchard, the Horsemen, the Brainbusters at the top of that list for me. The Rock and Roll Express, you got to respect the Express, of course, and the Midnight Expresses. We're here for all the Expresses, of course. I'm going to go a deep cut, though. That's what I'm going to do. Obviously, these Mount Rushmores change all the time, except for my 3. I'm going for a deep cut. I know you've told me this, one of your favorite teams, and maybe it's swaying me a little bit here. But we're going back to WCW early 90s. That was always your favorite time of WCW, if I'm not mistaken, the early 90s. Dangerous Alliance time frame. I loved the Dangerous Alliance. I know you did too. That was the first time you ever heard Steve Austin. You're a big Larry Zbyszko fan. I know that as well. You love Mr. Z, of course. But I'm going to go Arn Anderson and a beautiful Bobby Eaton. Of course, 2 best friends, as we know here. Very similar to you and I. A great tag team. A great tag team. Underrated tag team. 2 tag team specialists joining forces. There was something about that tag team that was pretty magical. I don't know if they're remembered as a Mount Rushmore tag team, but I'm putting them in my Mount Rushmore today. Did you like that little speech I just gave? Yeah. I'm sure somewhere Arn Anderson's just like saluting me, like bravo on that one right there. But that's what I'm going to go as my Mount Rushmore team. Do you have a favorite tag team? Could you even list one? You just don't want to offend any of these teams.
I'm just confused why there's 4 tag teams on Mount Rushmore, because that's 8 people.
That's true. That is true. You got a point.
So I thought he wanted you to make, like, what's your top 4 people you'd put on Mount Rushmore?
Oh, no. Yeah, top 4 teams. I guess that's why he put top 4 teams in there. Because, yeah, I guess that is a little confusing. There's 4 heads. Why is there 8 people? But we understand what he's doing here. It's I followed. I was in tune with it, I think. If I wasn't, you could tell me if I wasn't in tune on that one as well. But that's my Mount Rushmore. And Angie, she agrees all the way to the bank on that one. Good call, Angie. Good call. So that's it. Anything else? Nothing.
I got nothing.
Got nothing. We're off to the races on more things to do. So there it is. That's question of the week. As usual, you want to be the question of the week? Send your question in the comments down below. I guess you can even give Angie a question. Maybe we'll read that. You never know. Oh, we never know what questions Angie might get. The headlights aren't on this week. It's not as cold down here. So we'll be back next week with Angie and the question of the week. But now you know what it's time for. It's time for the weekly purchases. All right, let's get down to it. Let's get down to the weekly purchases. Just a round, I think, maybe 2 rounds. We'll see how it plays out. How about that? But let's start off weekly purchases. I guess we'll start it off 151. Mattel RVD main event. RVD, of course, the former Walmart exclusive back in the day, Global Superstar Series, I think it was, with their T-shirts and stuff. RVD through the door this week. And I guess speaking of main event style figures, we already unboxed these on the channel. I could not wait this week. I was leaving town, wanted to get it done before I left. Hogan and Mean Gene, a lot of fun. Check out that review. A lot of stuff you could do with this Mean Gene. Might be worth checking out. Unfortunately, a little bit tall, but you can work around it. So check out that video if you missed that. And then one I've been dying for. Very excited to get in. We got Chase U. We got Thea Hale. We got Andre Chase. Check out that review on the channel. I need more Chase U figures. I need more of this Andre Chase. I think I'm going to buy 2 or 3 more of these. Need the regular Thea Hale, or I should say the Chase Thea Hale. This is a bad guy Thea Hale is what I think of. I want the one in the Chase U gear. Hopefully get that sooner rather than later. We'll see what happens with that. And we'll do this kamikaze style. I guess we'll go wrestling into other things and back and forth. I did, like a lot of people this week, got the A24 Kevin Von Erich Zac Efron figure. Oh, not just for High School Musicals anymore. It is Kevin Von Erich. We'll open this up on the channel. Should be interesting to see that one. And we're not done with wrestling. How about we go to this one? Figure collections. Talked about it last week in the toy news. Through the door this week. Of course, discount code Kyle saves yourself 10% at figurecollections.com. We got the regular and variant edition of the Macho Man Randy Savage. A lot of Macho Man figures coming. We do know that. We got 2 more retro ones. We'll unbox those on the channel together. How about a little McFarlane here? Page Punchers did pick up the brand new Damian Wayne Robin to go with, of course, Batman that we just got as a Platinum Edition and regular edition over there at Walmart just recently. We got that. Then we do got a Deathstroke. And, of course, these 2 will have Platinum Editions. Enough meat on the bone? Not sure. We'll have to see in person in the future. But there's old Deathstroke. He's reborn once again. Got those going on. And we're not done with McFarlane this week. We do got the Red Hood, waiting for his motorcycle, but we got the Red Hood right here looking good. Not done there. We got the Shiniest of Night, the Shining Knight. What an interesting name. I don't know. What do they say? Hey, Shining Knight, come here. It seems just kind of strange to me, but there she is, the old Shining Knight. We'll unbox her, of course. One I'm excited for, not my Cyborg. When I close my eyes and think of Cyborg, I think of Teen Titans Go. I don't know about you guys, but we do got this Cyborg here. Very interesting looking Cyborg. Different than the last one. Once again, we'll unbox it on the channel. We'll compare it to the other one, so stay tuned for that. We also got a lot of questions this week with the question. Of course, Platinum Edition question right there. Looking interesting. There it is. How about back over to some wrestling? Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles crossover event of a lifetime with the WWE. We got one Cody Rhodes, good friend of the channel, Cody Rhodes right there, looking good. And then, of course, Cody. Who else do we got? We got Seth Rollins. So I got these thanks to good friend of the channel, David C. Anderson, found these for me. Also, Rey Mysterio, good friend of the channel, Dougie. He came across a Rey Mysterio for me, so I got to pick that up from him. But I did get the Rey. Those will be unboxed on the channel sooner rather than later as well. Found this on the old Nebraska trip. Of course, I was out there. If you guys will see the toy hunt here in a couple of days, maybe on the channel, earlier on Patreon. The brand new CM Punk 150 coming in hot this week. Chase edition. Found 2 chases, no regular. So hopefully I'll find the regular very soon here. Oh, got one more for this round here. And we do got Spider-Man Marvel Legend, of course, versus Vulture. Check this review out. It should be on YouTube hopefully this weekend. Maybe Patreon this weekend. We'll call it there. But I did get this one from, of course, Hasbro Pulse. So there it is, round number 1 of weekly purchases. Now let's transition to round number 2. All right, time for round number 2 of toy news. And we'll start off with something that was announced last week and immediately shipped from NECA via Walmart, of course. It is a Dimension X Christmas. It is the Ninja Turtles 4-pack Christmas edition from NECA. An interesting set, I am sure, going to be great for people's Christmas decorations. We'll unbox this on the channel. I don't know, though. Do I wait till Christmas season to unbox this? I have a few other Christmas figures I've been sitting on for almost a year to unbox around Christmas. Do I wait for this? Do we unbox this Christmas Day, or do we just get it over with? I guess you guys tell me in the comments below. Another figure coming through this week, the Halo Jumper. Already unboxed it on the channel. Check out the review if you did miss that for whatever reason. What were you missing it for? I don't know. But we did get that through the door. And then I also got this one, the Action Marine Sniper. So I got the Sniper, of course, through the door as well. So we'll unbox this on the channel very soon. So I got her through the door. And then, of course, back to Nebraska, $6.89. I couldn't turn down a Chase Big Bubba Rogers. And for $6.89, I grabbed another regular Big Bubba Rogers. Don't really need these. May use them for giveaways. I would love to do an Angry Amish Roadkill custom. A lot of us have been thinking about that since the get-go. Need to figure out the head situation on that. And technically should have long sleeves, but I can look past that. If anybody's got a good recipe, hit me up, of course, for that. But we'll see what I do with those in the future, I guess. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Stop the clock. Kyle here breaking in 2 weekly purchases with a late night UPS delivery. Yes, apparently that's a thing in my area, as I just got some stuff from UPS. So let's go through that real quick. Thanks to our friends over there at Ringside Collectibles. Discount code Kyle saves 10%. We got the Jailbird Dominic Mysterio WrestleMania 39. I was in attendance for this one. Got that one, the new Ultimate Edition. Also got his dad, his opponent at WrestleMania 39. We got Rey Mysterio in his Great Muta tribute outfit. Very cool to see that as well. So got those 2 from Ringside. And the third one, the final one, yeah, LA Knight. Back again, not just for defining moments, not just for main events, not just for elites anymore. LA Knight now in Ultimate. And of course, we're not done there. More pickups. Entertainment Earth, gotta give them a special shout out. Once again, discount code Kyle saves 10% on all in-stock items. I picked this one up using my code, of course, to save 10%. However, they sent the rest of my stuff, but they forgot this one. Thankfully, they did make it right. Reached out, said, hey, this was missing from my order. They sent me in right away. Super 7 Ultimate from the Conan line. Sabota? I can't remember even how to say his name. It's been a while since I've seen this movie. Sabota? I think that's what it was. But got him through there, completing that set, of course. But we're not done yet there. NECA coming in hot. Oh, I'm excited about this one. It is the Horror of Dracula. It is Christopher Lee NECA. Very excited to see this. I think we saw this at San Diego Comic-Con, or maybe it was PowerCon 2023. finally in my hands right here. Would ask my dad to come over to unbox this one. He would say no, but he'll definitely say no, and maybe even give the middle finger to me. He might, because he's not a Hammer horror guy. He doesn't like the Hammer horror, so I don't think he has any interest in unboxing Mr. Christopher Lee right there. And finally got a delivery from Mondo. One I was expecting a long time ago, and then totally forgot about it. It is great for the spooky season, though. Was this Design Con exclusive Werewolf by Night. So another werewolf to add to our Halloween unboxing pile. We'll unbox this sometime in October as well. But some late additions to the weekly purchases. I also this week decided I wanted to dress for less. And I said, you know where I could go for that? I know, Ross. But I went to the Ross at my local mall. They had Stalker, $5.99. I said, $5.99 for Stalker. I can find use out of this. Might be a good custom in the future. Something to play around with. So I picked that one up. Also picked up a McFarlane figure I didn't have. And for $5.99, I'll pick up a Todd figure. Earth 2 Batman. All Batman from Earth 2. Who did we just unbox on the channel from Earth 2? I don't remember if it was Infected Batman or Cyborg. I don't know what it was. There's so many 52s in that DC multiverse. But I got this one, $5.99 at my local Ross store. So how about that? And it looks like we got one thing left. One thing left. What is it? Well, it comes via Super 7. It is a Super 7 Ultimate. And it's one I didn't buy, and then I saw the movie, and I said, you know what? I'm going to pick this one up. I guess it'll go good for the Halloween season. Like I said, we're going to have a lot of horror-themed unboxings in October. Well, now we got another one. It is the -0 Super 7 Ultimate Godzilla. Oh, watch out for Godzilla. He'll get you. Really enjoyed that movie like a lot of people did. Made me a fan enough to pick up this figure. So I did grab this Godzilla. Once again, we'll unbox that on the channel like everything else here eventually. So there it is. That is the weekly purchases this week. Be interested to hear what you picked up. Anything fun from weekly purchases for you this week? Anything you've been waiting for? Anything you were dying to get that finally came through the door? Let me know in the comments down below. Of course, question of the week. My wife, Angie, would really appreciate it. Put the question down there for next week, and you too could be the question of the week. Don't forget to like this video. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and my other YouTube channel. Don't forget about the Patreon. Best way to support the channel. And my wife's, of course, pumpkin latte Starbucks edition as well. Head over to the Patreon. Link in the description down below. ProWrestlingTees.com, search Kyle Peterson. Don't forget my book, The Complete Guide to the Jakks Class Superstars, now available on Kindle. So if you've been waiting, it is on Kindle now. And then, of course, social media. SirPaul64 on the X, _Kyle_Peterson on Threads, and on Instagram. So for another edition of Weekly Purchases, you know what I'm doing. I'm rocking and rolling, strutting and strolling my way into another work week.